taking this blindfold off to see what this life's all about. Threw my virtues to the ground, drinking from the devil's cup. Take that pill, drink it down, flashing lights all around. High as hell, drunk like I finally don't give a fuck, 'cause I'm breaking all the rules tonight. Not going down without a fight. As long as I'm still breathing, doesn't matter how hard you might try. We can take this freedom. Waking up, I'm a mess, sleeping on the bathroom floor. Last night's a blur, don't know for sure, but I'm ready for another round. Talking shit, don't hear a sound. Take a hit and pass around.
Hey everybody, this is Overpass Live. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today we decided to do it a day early because I'm not going to be available tomorrow, and I missed the live stream last week, so I thought we'll have a surprise one. So I don't know if anybody's going to show up, but I'm glad Making English Fun and Texture Tree are here. So, but I'm not sure, if we're going to have very many questions. It'll probably be a short one, but I didn't want it to go like 3 weeks without doing a live stream, because it's probably my most favorite part of the whole week is to just just talk to you guys and do that kind of stuff. So first of all, let me know if you guys can hear me okay, because I've got the air conditioner on in the office and it's a bit like there's this hum in the background, and I'm hoping it's not going to interfere with the audio at all. So let me know if you guys can hear me. I was going to turn it off, which I normally do during the live stream, but then like throughout the stream I just start to sweat, and it just I guess a bit unseemly. And this is the thing, last weekend, so today in the UK, they predicted it's going to be like the hottest day on record. Like it's going to get up to 35 or 40 degrees, which, for a lot of other places in the world is not that hot. But, I mean, it does feel very warm today. But last weekend I brought an air conditioner into the office, and I've just been like really enjoying it. Like I don't even notice it's really hot outside until I go outside, and then I feel it, and I think, oh, this is so nice. And everybody else is like, and so that's been pretty cool, and I've been just spending a lot of it. So this week I went to App Annie offices to go have a little play around with their professional tools, which I did a video about, which will go out tomorrow or on Saturday. Last night I decided to just work on Ear Spy for iOS. I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning. So I haven't pulled an all-nighter in a while. So like I came in last night, I thought, I really need to update Ear Agent on Android, because I still don't have this 64-bit, and I know that I need to get it done before this week. Although, for the other apps it's not so big. We'll go get to that in a minute. So I started doing that, and I thought, I haven't updated the iOS version in like a year. I'm just going to do that. So I open up Xcode, load up iOS, I'm just going to recompile and redistribute. Oh, it's Swift 3. No, you need to be using Swift 4 or above, and then so there's a conversion tool, but you have to be using Xcode 9.3, or Xcode 10. So I download Xcode 10 on another drive, so I don't overwrite the existing one that I have, and then it says no, go back to 9.3. So because I had a library that I needed, and it was just like last night I was here till 3 o'clock in the morning, mostly downloading Xcode and trying to redo everything. And in the end, it was just like I never made it anywhere. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, never recompiled it, and because there's syntax errors, not syntax errors. I mean, just like some changes in language structure between Swift 3, 4, and 5 that I just didn't get around to doing. And I thought, you know what, Swift sucks. Everything I said good about Swift, I take back. I was getting really mad about it last night. So can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me just see. But so hey, what's up, gangsta? Let me just say hello to Making English Fun is first. Hey, how's it going? Texture Tree, how's it going? How are you? Rodrigo's here. Chord Funk is here. Rio T, hey guys. Naka Lokesh, hey, how's it going? Is this your first time here on the live stream? Making English Fun says, yep, can hear. How's the hottest day in history? The hottest day in history. Oh my God. I went to the gym just before the live stream. That's what was, and it was empty. There was nobody in there because nobody in the right mind would go. But I was in the air-conditioned office, and then I feel like, this air conditioner I bought a few years ago from my old office, I brought it in because it's not really that, it doesn't get that hot in here too much, but the last couple of days it has, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. But yeah, no, it's cool. That's like the big news story. Oh, the two big news stories in the UK this week are Boris Johnson's the new Prime Minister, and it's the hottest day in history. Leaping Games, hello, good sir. Hello, Leaping Games. Zombie Masum, hello. Let's see, Fist 007. Hey, Fist 007's made it. Billy, you guys are all here. I wasn't sure if you guys would show up if I did it on a Thursday. A surprise one on a Thursday. I'm trying to keep you guys on your toes. So yeah, we're gonna do a live stream on Thursday today because I'm gonna be like tomorrow. I'm probably gonna be out all day tomorrow. And last Friday I missed because I went to the racetrack on the last minute. I felt like I didn't want to do another. Yeah, I just didn't want to go three weeks without doing a live stream. So Fist Double said, "What's going on, dude?" It's just been busy. It's been busy. Last night I thought I've just been so busy with client work this week that last night I just thought I'd just work on my own apps and messing around with Xcode. Xcode hell. Oh, yeah, you're right, Cortfunk. Xcode hell is exactly just what? Because now I'm thinking, God, should I sit there and try to learn why the syntax is different between this one and that one? Why it's no longer compiling? Do I hire somebody? Do I have to hire somebody for a few hours, a month? Am I going to hire somebody and then they're going to go, ooh, I don't know, right? So it's just like, and why did it change? Why is it not backwards compatible? Swift is not it should be backwards compatible, you'd think, but you try to deploy it, and it's only been a year. Like it says Swift 5 is the current one, but I had to get it to Swift 4 or 4.2, and God, you know what? This is why I don't like doing native. Although Android, I haven't had too much trouble. But I just it's like the worst thing is like because you stay and it's like it's 11 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock, it's 1 a.m. But you're thinking I'm so nearly there. I don't want to give up because I'm nearly there. All right, and then it's then it's 2:30, then it's 3, and then you're like, at some point you're like, I give up. I just got to go home. So and most of what it's doing is downloading Xcode versions, the previous versions of Xcode, and going through, finding myself on Stack Overflow. Says all you have to do is go into this directory in Xcode, this nested thing, copy that not DLL, whatever it is, the C++ library, and paste it into the new one, and it's it should not be this hard. At least if I was working with a framework, like if I do stuff in Corona, that's going to be taken care of. By the way, great news this week is that there was an email that went out from Google Play saying they're giving an extension to Corona applications, which affects me, to Unity applications and some other frameworks. So the native stuff we still have to go to 64-bit, which your agent still has a library that isn't 64-bit, which is something I have to look into. Either that or put all my updates in this week. But the good news about the Corona applications, because I have a client application which I did in Corona like last month, and I'm thinking if they don't fix the 64-bit issues, then I'm going to be screwed. But we have an extension, so that's great. Let's see. Ryan Prinsloo, hey, how's it going? Rodrigo, I was in the UK last week, by the way. Didn't meet my hero Eric. Yeah. No, we should have. We should have found some way to make it work. I mean, but it's not that far away. In Portugal, I need to go to Portugal. I need to go somewhere. I need to do something. Maybe I do on the pretext of doing a video. Just like it's important I go to Portugal because I need a new backdrop for the videos. Adam Major, how's it going? Oh, the other big thing this week was reach 24,000 subscribers, which is still good. I was pretty chuffed with it. I was pretty pleased. Adam Major, how's it going? Making English Fun says, has everyone updated for the Play Store? I got my email saying that I have till the 1st of August. Going to have to rebuild and submit 7 or 8 apps in the next 4 days. Yeah, I don't think they're going to remove it. I think that we're just not going to be able to update it. I think we still have a bit of time before they actually start removing things. So I have not updated my apps with 64-bit. Well, I have some of them, but like my Corona applications, I haven't. But I wanted to get the update in there because it will reject the update if it's not 64-bit. So, Chord Funks, Leaping Games. Good to see you here at the live stream too. Making English Fun says, has everyone updated? Does this mean all the apps that will disappear from the App Store? No, that shouldn't be the case. I think we have a year, if I remember correctly. I think we have a year before we have to do it. We just need to upgrade. Chord Funk says, upgrading to Android X was kind of a pain, but that was just one time. On iOS, there's always something. So, yeah, Ear Agent uses a lame MP3 library for encoding, and so I've been looking for either a substitute or finding a way that I could do that. I think I spent like an entire Saturday a few weeks ago trying to update that. Again, a kind of thing where you're just pulling the string, okay, I got this, and then something else breaks, and you just, and after a while you kind of give up, and I need to revisit that, especially, I don't think they're going to remove it. If they do, boy, then I'll be screwed. But I think we have, I think it's just the updates that we have to worry about. Fist 007 says, nothing to do with native. It's Apple being such newbies when it comes to software. Look at Microsoft. Their stack is a charm. Code from 1999 compiles on today's compilers without any issues. I don't understand why Apple has these kind of issues. Like this automatically upgrading Xcode in the background, and every time I go do it, I open up a client project or one of my own projects, and it just, okay, we got issues now. Why do we have issues? Because something's not upgraded, and they're constantly moving it forward, and I don't know why. Let's see. Chord Funk, will all apps that are not updated to 64-bit be removed? I don't think that's the case. I think we have a year, don't we? We just can't update them. Leaping Game, am I having a good week? Yeah, it's been a really good week. Despite the heat, the heat's kind of nice. I really like, it's just because it reminds me of San Diego a bit. Just going outside and having it be really warm. I really enjoy it. It's like, I think today was about 35 degrees. And some of you guys, I know you guys live in much warmer places. Even in the States, there are much warmer places, but no, it was good. Went to London on Tuesday to meet with App Annie. Had a couple of projects come in, which are some new projects, which I'm pretty excited about, and just working on my own stuff. And then I've been doing stuff with ads, which I need to do a video on too. So I've been playing around with doing universal app campaign for Ear Assist Pro, which seems to be working pretty well. Although I think I could optimize it a bit more. Let's see. Chord Funk says it would be great if they removed all the Google Play apps. You know what? I haven't done mine yet. But if they did, I tell you what, there'd be a whole bunch of apps being submitted on August 1st. August 2nd, rather. Let's see. I'm going to have to look into that because I'm pretty sure that we haven't... I'm pretty sure that we don't have any kind of... I don't think they're going to remove anything. I think we have like a year before they start doing that. Let's see. Making English Fun says I was hoping they would disappear. Most of my ones of my competition are like 2 to 3 years since their last update. I know. Yeah, I know. B. Adrian says, how's your impressions RPM this month? Mine is 33% less than last month. Mine are actually pretty good. My RPMs have actually, I can't say what they are, but it seems to be like July has been a very good month for me in terms of ad revenue. It seems to be like kind of creeping up. Of course, my impressions are going up too. So let's see. Billy says you can update 32-bit apps only until August 2021. Google will stop serving apps without 64-bit versions starting in 2021. Cool. Let's see. Liam says, to be fair, Microsoft Stack is bloated with legacy support. It's just a different tactic. Fist 007, 35 degrees is really hot. I'm in Algeria where it's like 28 degrees. Okay, cool. It's 42% in Paris. Well, everyone's going to outdo it. Everyone's going to outdo it somewhere. But it's still hot thanks to the humidity. Let's see. Matic 2K says, got my first app launched 2 days ago on the Play Store, and not sure I would ever, if I would ever have got it on there if it wasn't for watching your videos with your motivational talks. So thanks, Eric. Hey, you're welcome. Like, should we have a look at it? Do you want us to have a look and share it with the rest of the group? Let's see. Leaping Game says, when should my team update their apps? I think you should update it as soon as possible. In fact, you should update frequently. The fact that I haven't updated my iOS app in a year, over a year, since the last time I updated my iOS app was in when the GDPR stuff came out. So it was in March 26th of 2018, and I should do it more frequently because it just shows. It shows that the developer cares, even if the algorithm doesn't reward it, which I think they do. The more, I think that there's probably something in there that the more maintained it is, the better. Even then, when you're looking at applications, you want to see something that's actually that's maintained by the developer. Somebody's looking after it, all that kind of stuff. Which reminds me, I need to have a look at. The reason I was looking at Ear Assist or Ear Agent on iOS also is because I think somebody was reporting a bug, and I got he was emailing me over the weekend, and he was getting really upset because he wasn't getting the response he was hoping for, and it's sometimes that can be a bit difficult. Let's see. Making English Fun says, my revenue has taken a dive, but it's impressions. I figure because mine are used more than I thought in schools, and they are all off on holidays. Do you think that's the case? I think but Making English Fun, you do have paid versions of the app, right? Because I think this is one of the things I noticed with my educational apps is occasionally you get those bumps where somebody will just go in and buy like 50 in one go, and so you make sure that those are at least available. Naka Lokesh says, can you please explain about AppLovin? Well, AppLovin is just another ad network. So I've used AppLovin directly before, but mostly I use it through ad mediation, and now I don't think we're using AppLovin at all. But occasionally, AppLovin occasionally will get like a few cents in, and I think it's either because we have old applications out there, or I have some app that I have not removed it from, but mostly we've removed it. This is one of the things when you when you update your apps, you remove an ad network, you might still have people on the old version out there, so you still get that trickle in there. So you're thinking, but it's not enough to really make a difference. So let's see. Fist Double says, Eric, can't you just use a native MP3 API, C++ one, and write a wrapper for it to be usable in Swift? So it wasn't in the 64-bit one. Is the issue I'm having is in Android, and I suppose I could. I'm not really that good with C++, right? It seems to be, whenever you have some, I know this sounds bad, it sounds really newbie of me, but whenever it comes to something like, all you have to do is run the make file and recompile it, and I'm like, I don't know why I have to recompile anything, right? But I kind of get why that does it, and I think that's one of those things where there's a level of coder above me who can do that kind of stuff, who just looks at it and goes, oh, here's your problem, the pointer was off, or whatever, some really low-level coding thing, which I kind of don't understand. I'm kind of like, I'll include the libraries. It makes it available to me. I call these libraries, etc., etc., etc. And if I have to recompile the library, then I'm completely lost. Let's see. Awele Studio says, hi sir, for promoting my app, should I need to contact a YouTuber or run AdWords ad campaign or do ASO? Running short of money, so please tell me the best way. The biggest way, you just need to get people looking at it. I mean, contacting a YouTuber may or may not help. I mean, if you don't have any budget, you just need to get it in front of people in any way that you know how. And if you really had to, you can go on Twitter and just start annoying people. Well, not annoying people, that's the wrong thing to say. But if somebody says that they're looking for something which is similar to your app, say, hey, you should try this, which is very spammy. Actually, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't just launch in there like, hey, you should try my app. You should start a conversation and say, hey, I have an app that's like that one. Or, if you like a certain app that's similar to mine, how do you like that? And because you could get a YouTuber to do it, I suppose. But I've never tried that. I've never done anything along those lines. So even then, I get a lot of people asking me to promote their apps, which we'll do on the live stream. Live stream's easy. Like we might as well have a look at it. But like on the daily video, I don't even promote my own apps on the normal videos because I would lose viewers, right? It would just be boring for everybody else. Just if every day I was just like, hey, let's look at another app. In fact, this is one of the things that people keep suggesting to me. Says, why don't you do a app review every day? Like just review somebody else's app. And it's usually like, why don't you do a review every day of an app, and you can start with mine? So, because I think that would not be as interesting as just talking about whatever's in the news or the things that we all have in common. Rather, we're just looking at this and looking at something as if I'm the expert. I hate reading books. Like I read a lot of business books, and they'll be talking about something like, this is why Apple was successful, this is why Facebook was successful, this is why Cirque du Soleil was successful, when really they're looking at it after the fact and looking at, this is why it was successful, written by an author who didn't do any of those things, right? It's just, we can look at things to get clues, but ultimately we have to think about our ways forward, and things are only so predictable. So but one thing I was thinking, I won't tell you that idea. Like an app idea this morning in the shower, and I thought, oh, that would be good. And then I'll have to look to see what it's on. I'm actually not gonna say that, in case any of the copycats of Ear Agent are out there watching. Let's see. Making English Fun says, also I'm starting to get downloads from Huawei, not in China market yet. Only works out to 7 to 10 a day, but it's building. I'm still trying to get them in the China market. I still have not done anything on Huawei. I got the survey saying, tell us what you think of the Huawei market, and I haven't done anything. It's just, God, you know what? Sometimes I don't know where the time goes. I do not know where the time goes. I really need to do that, because I think Making English Fun, I think if you, the thing about the Amazon stores, if you have a kid who has a Kindle Fire because their parents gave it to them and they can't get anything from Google Play, and you have a smaller market, then they find your application, you're going to be better off than somebody on Google Play in a much more crowded market. And I would imagine that would be the case in somebody with a Huawei store, where they're looking at other things like, why won't Face app be on the on Huawei so that I can download it? Why won't this app be on Huawei? And if you could be the one in there that does it, the one that's similar to it, then maybe that would be a good way forward. Fist 007, do you know Fezza, a YouTuber? No, I've never heard of it. Is it an app developer? I should have a look. Is that you, 007? Let's see. Cord Funk says, yo, Eric, have you ever thought about making an app marketed towards us, your YouTube audience, and use your YouTube channel to market the app? No. All right, so here's the thing. This morning I had a conversation with Rowena on my team. We have a consultancy link. So sometimes what I'll get is I get a lot of people say, Eric, can I just get like 10 minutes of your time? Can I get, can I have an hour of your time, whatever? And it was, and first I would say, yeah, sure. Or can I get your Skype address? Can I get your phone number, whatever? And I was getting flooded with questions, and it was getting difficult. That's why we do the live stream. The live stream is a perfect way to do it. And so we set up a consultancy link. So it's like, if somebody seriously wants my time, then they can purchase the time, right? However, that's not the goal of it. The goal is just a polite way to say, I'm sorry, I'm very, very busy, but if you really, really, really want my time, then you could purchase it in advance, and then we'll have a conversation, right? That's the way it is. But and occasionally the team will say, well, you need to market that more often. I think we have it in YouTube description, but it's like I have a real problem with marketing to app developers, like struggling app developers, right? I'm tired of ASO tools that say, oh, your app is struggling, you need to pay $100 a month for our service, because that's not the app developer's problem. The app developer's problem is they need to get the revenue in so they can start affording to do other things, right? So I just, and I know as a business person this is bad, but I don't want to make money off of struggling app developers. So when you say that, marketing something towards the audience, every time I come up with like saying we could do a course, we could do something like that. I think we're gonna do a newsletter, like a paid newsletter, like a magazine. But I haven't. It's kind of still in the pipeline. So there are things I would like to do, because some people do want more stuff, but I don't want to like take away from that, because I think we're all in. I like the idea that we're all in this together, right? We're all trying to market our own apps, trying to do our own stuff. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. Yazan Suror, hey Yarzan. Eric, what program do you use to design UI? Thank you. I still use Balsamic. I use old versions of Balsamic, which is the desktop one. I know I've used in the past. I've used Proto.io just in passing. Sometimes I'll use Lucidchart, which is more for flow charts. But while I'm there, I might as well use their design tools to do that. And I've tried to use Adobe XD. Sandy, our designer, she uses Adobe XD and is able to produce things look really, really good. And I look at it and think, okay, I'll learn it. It must be like Balsamic. I'll drag a button on there. And it's like all shapes and stuff. So I haven't actually gotten very good at that. But yeah, those are the tools that we pretty much use. Let's see. Let's see. Maddie says Goldfish Apps developer name, blue and red logo. Would be interesting if it shows up for you. Okay, let's have a look. Goldfish Apps. So we're gonna have a look. This is gonna be our first app of the evening. I assume it's on Google Play. Actually, Maddie, can you let me know if it's on Google Play or iPhone? Jeff King. Jeff, how's it going? Eric, I submitted an update to iOS, declined it, and now they say I have to change the name because it violates their terms. Battle Royale Warzone. I can't use Battle Royale. Ever experienced that? Yeah, Rodrigo, who's here, he's had trouble because he used... Rodrigo, I hope you don't mind me saying this. You use Insta in one of your apps. It wasn't Instagram, but like Instagram apparently complained about it. So it's Battle Royale. That's a Fortnite thing, isn't it? But it's not like something that they could. That doesn't seem like it would be a copyrighted thing. But I have heard about that with other people experience doing that. But at the same time, I can remember when everyone was doing like the Walking Dead trivia or whatever. They were using these other names, and they must be clamping down on that more. But that's the only thing. It seems like they should allow me to keep using the same name since they approved it once. Oh, this is on an update. Oh, this is an update. Yeah, they should allow you to do it because you've established a brand. I think, you know what, I would say just keep appealing it. However, you know, Apple, they'll call you up, they'll give you lip service, but it's like, you know, I've never known Apple to back down. Google, if you keep appealing, I have had Google overturn decisions, which was good, but the Apple side, I haven't really had any luck on that one. So we're gonna look at the Goldfish apps here. I'm gonna just try Google Play. So I'm gonna show my screen here in a minute. All right. Goldfish apps. So that's the name, right? Yeah, I think we're gonna need to know the name of the application, Matty. Or Matt. Is it Matt YJY2K? Yeah, because I think we're gonna. Otherwise, there's too much. Okay, so we're gonna we'll have to know the name before we can have a look at that one. Let's see, what else we got? So yeah, Jeff, I would say I just keep appealing it at least. I'm not, because if that's working for you, and if you've already established a brand and they've already approved it, it's going to be a pain to have to change it. Naka Lokesh says, what's the best app network for app monetization? I think it's AdMob. I still think it's AdMob. For me, it definitely is. Every time I try something else, AdMob comes back. I think they're the biggest one, so they're able to have the highest RPMs or eCPMs. And nobody's ever told me different. Like, I've tried AppLovin, Facebook Audience Network, MobFox, Smato, Amazon, and I've always had the most luck with AdMob. And other ones, there's other networks out there, but they don't cover the global, like they don't have the same globally. So if you like, there's one that keeps contacting me called Ogre or something like that. And they keep contacting me, and when I start asking pointed questions like, I have a big user base in Brazil. Does it cover Brazil? And they're like, well, it's mostly Spain and England and America. So it's like, the nice thing about AdMob is it covers everywhere. Leaping Game says, my team has a 7-year app developer as a coder, and he is the reason I got into game development. You don't mean 7-year-old app developer. You're a 7-year app developer. What should we do with paid apps and free apps? Meaning, should we make them paid or free? I do both, but I would start with, starting now, have you guys used FaceApp? I mean, God, man, I wish I'd developed FaceApp. I mean, they've been around for a while, but it's just exploded this year. But you go into it, and it's it's all subscription based, and it seems like every app I've been using lately has been subscription based, even though there's no server cost. FaceApp there probably is, but other ones that even it's local, it seems to be subscription based, and I've been thinking about that a lot lately about doing that. So I think if you're going to do it again, I would go with a free version with subscription in it, but also do a paid version, just because it's another chance for somebody to come in and find it. The nice thing about having a paid application is you can spend money on advertising and finding people to get there. So if your app costs $2.99, well, nice. If it costs $4.99 and you spend £2, £2, whatever, to acquire that user, then you make a profit. If it's free and you're doing it through in-app purchases, then you have to look at the conversion rate and try your cost per user has to be even lower in order to do that. So let's see. Fist 007 for Fezza. He's a Ford fan and he just bought a BMW M4. Oh no, now I haven't seen him. Mustafa's here. Hey Mustafa, how are you? Smash Highlight says, hi Eric, did you use EarSpy video to boost? How to use EarSpy video boost your downloads, or was it the app already performing well? The app was already performing well, so that video does really well because I put it in the description of the application, and there was one time where it was featured by Gizmodo, and that was the link they used. The nice thing about having that video, and it's old. I mean, that video's it must be 4 or 5 years old. It's a really old video, but we still do, like, occasionally we'll get people email us or go on the live chat window on our site and say, I don't understand how to use this, and then we just send them the video, all right? Because it is, it's just a simple thing, and it's me, it's me with messy hair and everything, just doing that. But that, I don't think that's really helped so much in terms of people using it. Mainly we use the promo video, which is the cartoony one, but no, it's most. Like I think they find the app first and then find that rather than the other way around. At least, yeah, that's pretty much the way I do. Because because I look a lot at YouTube analytics also, and if people aren't finding that video first, I mean they're not. Mainly because they're searching for it. Let's see. I'll just put a VNW reference here. Nice. Thanks, Fist 007. Phil J. Hey, just stopping by. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, things are good. Things are pretty good. Henry. Hey, greetings. Are algorithms used extensively in app development? So I did the video this week where I said I didn't know what the term algorithm meant, but I knew what an algorithm was, right? An algorithm, yeah, algorithms are used extensively. And when we talk about algorithms, we talk about different ways of solving problems. So yeah, definitely. If you have a complicated algorithm, that's like the perfect chance to use unit testing, because then you could test the algorithm itself without having testers coming in. So we've got one application which we've quoted for recently, which was which we have to put in kind of a complicated algorithm in. I can't say what it is, but it's this kind of thing where it makes sense to me, but the developers were kind of scratching their heads about it because I wasn't explaining it well enough. But yeah, it is used a lot. I mean, Let's see, pragmatic dev solutions. What are your hobbies outside of coding? I have no hobbies. I have no hobbies. Let's see. I like to. I used to like to go running all the time. I used to like to run. Now I go to the gym, but that's not really a hobby. That's just like a thing that you do. You know what? I don't really have. There's nothing that I have as a hobby. Like I don't, because if I'm not coding, I'm probably learning about coding, or I'm thinking about other stuff I could be doing. Like it's or if I'm not doing that, I'm probably just. I mean, I do have a habit of binge watching Netflix shows. I do have a habit of just sitting there, and I just finished. So last night when I was here till 3:00 in the morning, waiting for Xcode to download, I was watching Justified because it was on Amazon Prime. So I finished watching all the episodes of Justified, which I really enjoyed. And so I have this. My bad habit is to just get into the Netflix shows or binge watch stuff. But other than that, I can't think I really have any. There's certain organizations I belong to. So I do the YouTube videos. I guess that could kind of be considered a hobby, right? I do, but I talk about app development. So I do Toastmasters every couple weeks. But yeah, I don't really have any hobbies. Even then, for the longest time, my goal was, one day I want to get season tickets to the San Diego Padres, and I just want to go to every game of the entire season. That would be really awesome, which is like something that old people do. But when I was in my 20s, I thought that would be great. And now, because, at least for ages now, you can watch every single game of the year, and of course most of them are in the middle of the night for me. But even when I can watch it, I think the Padre game just started when we started this live stream, but it's such a time commitment to think I'm just going to sit here and watch this for the next 2.5 hours. So and there's so many other things to be done. I really enjoy the stuff that I do. I enjoy coding things and thinking about the company and how do I move that forward. So I guess I don't really have any hobbies. What kind of hobbies you guys have? It's like pragmatic dev solutions. Let's see. What's this? What is this? Rodrigo says, shame them all you want. Okay. Bert Rocca, what's up, everybody? What's up, Bert Rocca? Let's see. Cord Funk says, yo, Eric, yo, Cord Funk. Have you been burned out or really low energy for longer stretches of time? Yeah. Do you ever think, there's been times where, yeah, all the time. There's times where I was taking so many naps in the day that I thought maybe I had like some sort of glandular fever or mono or something. God, what? Why am I such a low energy? And then most of the time it's because you have that listless feeling, like you don't even feel like you're excited about anything anymore. Like even your goals, you're thinking I don't even care about those anymore. Yeah, there's periods where you go through that, and then there's other times where you just have to get excited about something. Most of the time, I remember reading this quote. I can't remember what it was from. Somebody says, when you feel tired and fatigued and low energy, it's just because you've lost your excitement about something, right? It's like that you've got into a rut and you just need to find it again. For me, I think the big one was, I talk about a lot, having lost my mojo with the daily videos. It wasn't that I got tired of doing the daily videos. It wasn't like I was run out, but it was like everything else just came in, like all the Brexit stuff, which is still yet to come to a head. But like in February, March, like everything just ground to a halt, and I got rid of my car, and somebody on my team was suggesting that maybe you need to stop doing the videos so often because people are tired of seeing you. And then I stopped doing the videos, and I kind of felt like, then I really felt like low energy and just sort of like moping around, and it sometimes you just got to snap out of it. I do a lot of, I read a lot of books. I guess if there's a hobby, I read a lot. I read a lot of nonfiction, like books about business, books about software, books about NLP books, and I don't apply all of it. But if you read anything about NLP, they talk about a lot about state management and getting your state back. And the standing desk helps a little bit. Like there are days where I just feel like really low energy, And if I do the standing desk like I'm doing right now, then it does help a little bit. Just get moving around, just put the music on, and just because you can pace around, you can walk around. Where you're just sitting in a chair, sometimes it's difficult. So, but surprisingly, I don't do the standing desk as often as I should. Right? I thought when I get a standing desk, which it was like 350 pounds, which I really shouldn't. Like it was like one of those impulse buys where I got on this YouTube spiral where I thought I convinced myself I needed a standing desk, and then when it came, I hardly ever used it. So I try to do it mostly when I have meetings like Zoom meetings or Skype meetings or like the live stream. I do the standing up stuff. So I hope that answers the question. But yeah, I definitely do got long periods of time where I get burned out and stuff like that, and it's always a scary thing. But I think it's usually you snap out of it. You just got to get excited about something again. For me, it was, it's like if you just find something that makes you interested, like you get tired of doing native Android, and then you find dialog flow, and you think, oh, this could be kind of interesting, and all of a sudden you're wrapped into that, and then you get into that flow state because you're learning new stuff, and you get that immediate feedback of, I'm able to do something different, something new, something like, how would that work? Right, and that could be the case. The same way with going running. I remember I would occasionally go out and buy a new pair of running shoes, not because I needed a new pair of running shoes, because I knew it would make me excited about getting out for a run. Like there's nothing like you go out, buy some running shoes. You haven't been running for a few days or a few weeks or months, and then you buy a new pair of shoes. You get home, you can't wait to get out and try them out. So. It's all up in your head, and you just got to find that thing that makes you excited. At least that's my opinion. Yo, Johnny, hey, how's it going? Techno Joe, is it Friday? No, but we're gonna. You know what? You know how they say Christmas in July? We're gonna say it's Friday on Thursday. I'm not gonna be around tomorrow, so I thought we'll do it today. Although it feels like Friday. Fist 007 says, I get up in the morning, I go to the office, I code, I go back home, I code, I'm in the restroom, I'm reading coding articles. You get piles, be careful, get hemorrhoids. Reading coding documentation, I dream in code. Sometimes I will dream in code. Like if I'm working late on something and I'll be dreaming about something, not specifically code, like I'm not going like, and then I put a semicolon, but it's more like I'm dreaming about all these different systems and stuff like that. Cord Funk says, Eric, are you a frugal person? Kind of yes and kind of no. It depends. Like if it's to buy clothes, yeah, I'm pretty frugal. If it's to get like a new gadget, I can kind of convince myself that I need it. But I used to be a lot more frugal than I am now, and every so often I get worried about it. Buying the Mustang was not the when I got the Mustang, that is not the sign of a frugal person. That was somebody who just thought, God, you know what? But it took me ages to talk myself into that. I'm somebody, I think if I decide I want to get something, I will hem and haw about it for weeks and think, I'll read every article on it, watch every video. Right now I'm looking at a new camera, like to do the videos with. I have my normal video camera, but I'm looking at this like a Canon one, which I don't need. We have Brexit coming up. I should be conserving. I should be squirreling stuff away, which is what I'm going to do. But ultimately, that's the thing that's next on the that's the thing I want list. But no, I think it's I kind of am and kind of not. I think I'm average. It's I think it's good. Let's see. Whoa. I lost my. And Fist 007 says, and of course I watch Eric's live stream. You don't watch it on the toilet, do you? Because the hemorrhoids things could be a big thing. Like if anybody's ever had that, not that I ever have. Let's see. Techno Joe says, if you're waiting for Xcode to finish downloading, when it streaming Netflix server slow down your connection? Yeah, I know, but I got to do something. It was so boring waiting for 5 gigabytes to download, and then it took like longer to extract the file than it actually did to download it. Arvis XYZ says, hi Eric, I thought your live stream was on Friday. Yeah, we're changing it up this week. We're just trying to be dangerous and exciting. The pirate programmer says, hey Eric. How's it going? Hey guys, R pirate programmer. Let's see. Henry says, Eric, if you were to hire a beginner app developer, what kind of app, assuming they have some in their portfolio, would impress you? I think it would be something that it wouldn't be a game necessarily. I think it would be something that it would impress me if they did something with, I say Firebase. I think it's just something that was more reporting based. I think would be impressive. It depends on whatever I'm interested in at the time. Something that's not necessarily. I mean, I have had beginner developers send me Unity games, and I don't know enough about them to know what's boilerplate and what's a template from somebody else. Yeah, I guess it depends. To me, I think it would be just like something current, because anybody can go in and I think I just, for some reason, I like it when somebody is really keyed in on what's current and they're following the industry, as opposed to I need a job, so I learned what I have to do to get a job. And I know that's just me. I know I wouldn't recommend that to any new developer to go out there and just find what's current, but I think it is important to have a finger on the pulse of what's new, because as a beginner developer coming into it, I've said this all the time from my own experience, that technology is changing all the time, and wherever you get on, you can become the expert in that thing. You don't have to worry about everything that's come before, because the more we get into it, then you just can't. You're not going to go and learn Visual Basic. You're not going to go and learn Perl or Pascal or one of those old languages. You might in university, but if you learn something that's new, if you're like, if you became the expert in Dart, which is fairly new, or whatever some of the current things are, or if you've got an Android, you got in the most recent version of Android, you don't have to worry about the old stuff unless for backwards compatibility. God, this is just a rambling answer, isn't it? I guess I don't know. Those times are men's periods. Is this about the hemorrhoids? I've said hemorrhoids more time in this live stream than I like to think. So Henry says, such as language learning apps or a weather app. I think, you know what? I think if it was a language learning, not so much language learning apps. I went to speaking about language learning apps. I've always been criticized for the fact that I have language learning apps and that market is too saturated. This week I went to an App Annie event in London, and it was there was like 10 or 15 people there, and one of the other ones I heard talking about, he has language learning apps, and I thought, God, you know what? It's just too easy to produce those. I mean, you could do good or bad. I mean, if it was a language learning app and it used machine learning in the background, which mine don't, that would be really cool. But I think it'd be more, just being able to demonstrate they could use an API, understand how APIs work. I've had junior developers in the past, which could not figure out how to do in-app purchases, and that was my part, because it was just interfacing with another API, or just bringing something in. And I think that's like something that's key that every developer should know how to do, and so few of us are. I mean, so few are really, really good at it. Pragmatic Dev Solutions says, I like to read, listen to podcasts, and think about coding. I listen to podcasts too, but it's like when I'm in the gym. Those are my hobbies. I was a sports fan until I found my passion, which is coding. My passion is my entertainment. Yeah, I've always been a baseball fan, and and as I'm getting older, I'm realizing how little time I have to sit and watch baseball. And whereas when I was a kid, I thought somebody who had all those stats in their head, that was a really cool thing to have, because I think, just being able to have a conversation with other men about sports, and I've never been good at that, right? So, and now as I get older, I'm thinking sitting down for 3 hours watching a sporting event is a lot. And I will watch baseball. A lot of times, like if I come in early, which I do a lot, and the Padre game's still on, I might have it on another monitor here. I have it on another monitor, but I will lose my focus. Once I get into the code, I'll lose my focus and just come back to it thinking, when did they score another 2 runs? It's just, but being at an event is fun. Being at an event and sitting there and being totally into it, I do enjoy that. B. Adrian says, about 50% of my users are from Germany, and I still have just 0.7 to 99 euro cent impression RPM. How's your impression RPM, everyone? 50% from Germany. Is it in German? That's a lot. Pragmatic Dev, yeah, I feel the same here. Let's see. Whoa, I've lost my. So we do have somebody. We do have a moderator on the channel here today. We have Julia, who's over watching everything. So she's. If your questions aren't coming through, just keep putting them through, and she'll do those. Let me just make sure she's. Okay. Fiver Fingers says, "Hi, Eric. I'm not a developer. Not a developer. How dare you? I've designed and created an app mockup. Should I worry about sharing my ideas with multiple app developers just to get price quote? A new app idea not on the market. I don't think you should worry about it as much as you think you should. Most developers, they don't have like just gobs of free time where they can just sit around and steal someone's idea, because they have to invest in it, right? And it's going to be up to you to invest in it. Even if somebody came to me and they told me the best idea ever, and it's just an idea, no implementation, no idea how they're going to do it, no idea how it's going to market it, anything like that, then I'm usually not that interested. I wouldn't steal their idea, because I know that there's so much involved in it, and that's where you come into it. And I think you should get NDAs, get non-disclosure agreements, which are, I don't know how easy they are to enforce, especially if you're dealing with developers overseas, but it is, at least it's another layer of protection on it. And you don't have to go too in-depth about, you have to go into depth about what it is in order to get a quote, but I don't think you should worry about it as much as you should. It makes it much more difficult to do it. You should be thinking about how do you get that app out there as quickly as possible, because I'm of a firm belief that there are very few unique ideas out there. We're all having new ideas. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the one. So Face app was a big thing, and I'm thinking, well, can they do the same with voice, right? I know there's voice changer apps out there, but there are some that compare two voices and make one sound like another. I'm sure those are out there. That app idea is worth billions. App idea is worth nothing because it's the implementation of it, right? There's a movie that came out this summer called the one about the Beatles. Was it called Yesterday? Yesterday, where the guy, I haven't seen it. I only see the trailer, but the guy, nobody's heard of the Beatles, so he writes the Beatles songs and he becomes huge, right? And the thing I think about that is, it wasn't just the music itself that was huge. It was like the personality, and it was the musicians and the way they got it out there, and the way it made people feel, and the time that it came out there. It wasn't like you heard something and go, "Oh, that's brilliant," right? If you were able to write Facebook, you wouldn't be able to market it the same way, because they have all that behind them. There's so much more that comes in. All these things that have to work at the same time. Not just a great idea, but the right audience finds it at the right time, and the right market has the right time, and that right person to push it forward, right? So you can't just expect the idea to be, somebody's going to take that and be able to run away with it. At least I don't think so. But there's so much more. There's so much more involved in it that we don't give credit to. He says that's my opinion, right? Like, Ear Agent was not something. I remember Ear Agent going to lots of developers talking about them, and somebody saying to me, "Aren't you afraid that somebody's going to steal your idea?" And I said, once it goes live, they're going to try to steal it anyway, right? You want to get it live as quick as possible, get it out there, because there's only so much you can do. Ernie Talkmack says, "Hi Eric, what's your advice for a beginner? Does app reskins work?" I think a lot of people got into app reskinning in the beginning, but I haven't heard of any successful app reskinner in recent times. And there's something to be said about app reskinning, the fact that you could just go and buy the code. That, again, this is an idea. This is the thing about the app ideas. A developer goes out there, takes somebody else's app idea, and then writes a clone of it. They put it on the App Store. It doesn't make any money, so they do the next best thing, which is, I'll put it on the Code Canyon, I'll put it on Chupa Mobile, I'll put it on one of these other platforms so other people can buy it, because then at least I'll get $20 for it, right? That's because it's not the idea, it's the execution, and it's and your position in the market. So I have done apps reskin. I've done one app reskin, which I've talked about before, and it was a suspended, like it was one of my few suspensions on Google Play. Like it was a Swingcopters clone, and I did very little to modify it. I mean, we modified all the images, the branding, everything. We did what we were supposed to do. We did what the developer told us to do, but it was like gone like that. It just didn't add anything to it. So, and I haven't heard anybody who does that. So, and the thing is most of the reskins are done by popular applications. The popular applications, it can be very difficult to knock them off the top spot. So you're not going to be able to do a face. I'm using face app because it's like the biggest thing this last week. Like you're not going to be able to do a face app clone and take the top spot from face app. Like maybe you might get people to say other stuff that's like face app, and you will join the thousands of developers that are doing those clones out there. Bizwajit, hey Eric, how's it going, Bizwajit? Five Finger says, Eric, I can only afford to hire a developer for one platform. Which should I have my app developed for? I thought Android would be complicated, different screen sizes, versions, screen resolution, etc. I mean, Android is not as complicated as you might think, because it's still the platform. I mean, there are certain devices which will behave differently in different screen sizes, but you don't have, for the most part, you spend all this time doing an application, you submit it, and then you got reviewers come through and say, nope, we're not going to allow that on the App Store. That's the one thing about the Apple App Store, which I think if you're going to do one, I would go, well, Play Store or Android is very, very crowded, is very competitive. I think you earn more from the App Store, from the Apple App Store, but it's much more complicated. You need to find a developer who has a Mac who can develop in Xcode and everything like that. So it's difficult to say. I would go I still am bullish about Five Fingers. I'm still bullish about using something like Flutter if you could do it. I mean, it depends on how specific it is. If you're really low level, you need to go native, then you have to choose one or the other. But if you go up, not just Flutter either. I'm talking about React Native, Ionic, it's like some of these other ones, Xamarin, different ones. So let's see. Five Finger says, Eric, my app developer is from Upwork. They are the cheapest. They are confidence they can replicate my mock-up and include all features I've requested. Should I trust them? Ooh, I don't know. It's difficult. I'm not going to say one way or the other. I've had some bad experiences on Upwork. It's very tempting to go with the cheapest, and everybody says they can do everything. So I would say have a look. Do they have reviews? Do they have people? Do they have a good reputation on Upwork? I would have a look at that kind of stuff. But I wouldn't trust them just right out. I mean, you could trust them. I mean, I'm sure they think they could do it, but then it was when the rubber hits the road is actually the delivery. Like, they might truly believe that they can do it, and then they start doing it, and then it's more difficult. It's much more difficult than they thought. They're spending more time. They're making less money than they thought because it's taking twice as long, and then it starts slowing down, and eventually you never hear from them again. That could be something, but... or you may have found a gem. It's very difficult to say. Too Much Wasabi. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Eric, just released our first Android app. It's a guide for the game Clash of Clans called Clash Fanatic. Check it on your Play Store. Would love your thoughts. So you had no trouble on Google Play putting this out there, did you? Not like Battle Royale one. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen here again. So this one is called Clash Fanatic, and this is for Too Much Wasabi. Cool. What you got? I like your screenshots. Okay, so we got Clash Fanatic, which is good. I know it's difficult because I know you don't want to get copyright on the Clash of Clans thing. So I know you kind of like you're walking a thin line. Like you don't want to include Clash of Clans graphics in your icon, which would be perfect for it. But I kind of know that. So pro guide for Clash of Clans. best tips, attack guide, last seen. Cool. I really like your screenshots. So it was released. It was released about a week ago, and we've got 10 plus installs. So let's have a look. If I were to look at this in, so you got Clash of Clans. You got Clash of Clans in your name here. So how's that do? If I do Clash of Clans, I doubt it's going to show. There must be so many on here for fans of. So we got fan. Let's go to App Annie. Yeah. So yeah, going to the App Annie event this week was really interesting. They gave us access to the full pro account, and I had to swear to secrecy. I couldn't film anything, but I had to look at like some of the app revenue of some of the big ones, which was really interesting. Again, it gets you a bit more motivated about like, oh god, man, maybe I should. Yeah, I actually came home and thought I need to work on my own apps again. So let's see if we can get Clash Fanatic. I just want to see if it's on App Annie. It might not be on App Annie yet. Oh, here we go. Oh, you got it on iOS as well. So let's go look at. Okay, one of the things when we talk about App Annie is it's a very expensive platform, but the free stuff is really good. So everybody always says, you know, which version of App Annie are you on? But I'm always on the free version. I've never paid anything to App Annie. Because the next version up is like really, really expensive. So you can see all these things locked, but the one I'm always interested in is the keywords ASO. So it's always the one that you go in and have a look at. And for me, it defaults to United Kingdom every time, which is a pain, but let's go through and we want to have a look at this on the United States because that's the market. I mean, that's the largest market. So strategy for COC, guide for Clash of Clans. So, yeah, I mean, because that's the one you want to rank for. I think we need to see how that goes. But let's see, actually, what's this one? COC strategy guide. Because we're still pretty new. Anyway, yeah, too much wasabi. I think. Let's see how it goes. Oh, he also said you rock. Thanks. let's go back to this one. Let's see, Samir. Oh, Julia, you still over there? All right, let's see. Oh man, I'm way behind. Samir Murtaza says, start job as a VR developer. What do you think is the future prospects of this field? Virtual reality is. This is just my opinion. I haven't seen a real good application of it yet, like in like a non-game thing. I know there are out there. It's almost like every time you see, like I remember when Silverlight came out, this back in like 2009, 2010, and it would like be really good for games. It was a lot like Flash. It's like dead now, but they'd always show like doctors working on a human heart, and they're able to spin the heart around and look at stuff, right? So like, and I've never actually seen that. So I like a virtual reality app that had business usage, I think would be really, really useful. Actually, no, here's an idea. Like having something that there was a company that I was quoting for where they had they built like sheds. All right, and I thought it would be really cool to have virtual reality where you can see what the shed would look like in your yard or whatever. But it's still a lot to install an app just so you can see one thing, like my one yard, my one shed, what it would look like there to install an app in order to do it. But that's kind of what you have to do. So that's what interests me more. It's not so much that it's a game, because there's so many games out there. But it's the kind of thing where it seems like it should be doing better than it does. It's just the practical applications of it. But I think the same thing about voice, right? I know like Gary Vaynerchuk says that voice is the future, and every time I use one of my So I've got the Google Home and the Echo in my office. I hardly ever use them. I mean, I'll use them a bit, but not to the full extent that they are, just because I think the interface, it's just too clumsy. The interface is too gimmicky, right? And maybe it's just because I'm old school, and I kind of think the same way about VR. Like, it's very gimmicky, but if you could show me a way that, like, dude, you really need this, right? That would be the thing. So, again, like I said, it should have more practical applications than I've seen. Let's see. Erdy Tomac says, content, apps, or games, which is easier to get into the market? I'm not. So when it comes to games, I just think it's so crowded, and a lot of games are like, after each other. It's really the thing that you could get. Do you know why Ear Agent or Ear Spy works? Because it's not the kind of thing you just use and not tell people about. It's the kind of thing you use and go, hey, look what this thing can do, right? FaceApp is not something that you just use and think, oh, that's interesting, and put it down. It's like, hey, look what this thing can do. You can't help but tell people about it. Or if it's something that's communication based, it shares itself, right? And if it was a game, then it would be more like the kind of thing where you would tell people about it, or you would share it. And I think it would be content apps. Actually, no, I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to say one way or the other, because there are games out there that make a lot of money, but there are also lots of games out there that don't make any, and there's lots of games out there that are just cheap derivative copies of other things. And I think that might be, so it's, if you come up with something really unique and you really put your heart and soul into it, and but then it's building a lot and then hoping that it does well, right? It's the only way that I can see it working. Whereas with the content thing, you can evolve it as you go. Is that right? Rodrigo, shout out to Julia. Hey, Julia. Didn't know Lady Moderator was here. Shubman Yu says, hello, Eric, sir. I'm getting very low downloads, 10 to 20 downloads per day. Please check my game. It's called Rabbit Rush Dash. So let's have a look at this. I'm assuming we're on Google Play. And everybody's saying hello to Julia. I'm glad she's here. I'm glad she's... Because even though I'm still feel like I'm all over the place. Rabbit Run Dash. Okay, so this is from Shubham Yu. Must be this Rabbit Run. But I'm assuming... Is it this one? Shubham. Is it Shubham? Sorry. I'm hoping this is the right one. So, oh, it looks really nice. Shivaji. Just make this full screen down here. I keep losing my window. Is this the right one? I think it. Okay, so you got 29 reviews, 500 plus installs. Across the walls. I think it looks really polished. Choose correct pose. Never seen before. Never get bored. I think that the English on that, never get bored. I think you should change that. Never get bored, or not boring, or something like. Over plus 90 plus animations. Cross the walls. Choose a correct pose. Choose your favorite character. Are you gonna? I mean, do you have any copyright issues from this? Choose your favorite country. It looks okay to me. I'm just wondering whether or not it's. We are waiting for you. So that looks like it's one word. I think just little things in terms of the cosmetic. Yeah, I would say. You seem to be. You've got 500 plus downloads. So I mean, there's obviously something there that people are interested in. I would say if you could just clean up your screenshots a little bit, might help. And I know this is like Bugs Bunny and Warner Brothers characters, but they're kind of not. So I'm wondering, you might be okay there. But actually, let's watch the video. Oh, why is the screen so slow? Alright, let's have a look at the video. Oh, why am I having... I'm just having... Addiction alert. Okay. Oh, cool. I think it looks really good. Is it from a... It's not a reskin, is it? I think it looks really good. What did the rest of you guys think? Let's go. Oh, was I not even sharing my screen? I wasn't sharing my screen! Was I? Okay. I think it... Let me go back to this one. Screen share. So this is Run Rabbit Run Dash. I don't think I was doing it. So it's to me I think you should change your screenshots. Like I said, never get bored. There's certain things, just the English of it, because it could put people off if they're looking at it. It looks like you're getting the you got 500 plus installs. So I think it's yeah. Sorry if I wasn't. I'm not sure if my screen was on when I was showing that. Let's see. Cool. Too much wasabi. You should definitely release a video on FaceApp. It would seem like it would be very like just capitalizing on the name and the excitement of it. I should do a video on it. Unagi Smith says, "What's your marketing budget to the app idea?" So my marketing budget right now is about £10 a day. And that's what I use it for my paid apps. Usually when I start a new app, it depends. Like you want to get like some traction on it to begin with. So like I would say, like if it was a client, I would say have about £500 like as a marketing budget, which I know is not that high. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, but it's enough to really pinch. But if you don't have a lot, I would say do like even $5 or $10 a day to get it out there with ads. Govardham K says, "Hi Eric, I just uploaded my first app, Wallpics, a wallpaper app. Please do check it out and give me a hi. I'm a huge fan." Oh, hey, well, thanks very much, Govardhan. Govardhan. By the way, Govardhan, I mispronounce everybody's name. Yeah, so if I mispronounce it, I apologize about that. Let's see, screen share. So this is one that's called Wallpics. Actually, we have a lot called Wallpics. We have two called Wallpics with an X that come up first. Which one is it? I'm assuming this one's Pedro, so is it Wallpics? Let's see. Yeah, is it? I just want to make sure this is the right one. I made a mistake before. Okay, the first one. Cool. Go Varden. Ooh. All right. I really like the icon. Let me go back. Let me see this again. So I really like your icon. It's very colorful. I mean, it's not as colorful. Well, yeah. But look at these. I mean, this one looks. Yeah, I really like your icon. So Wallpics, 4K wallpapers, full HD resolution. So I'm just the first thing that I look at. Well, I guess we should look at the title first. 4K HD wallpapers and AMOLED backgrounds. I think you're using all of your space there in the title. I think it's good, but I really like the fact that 4K wallpapers, resolution is available. I really like it. I think it looks really good. I think this. I think it looks. How are you doing so far? So you've got some good reviews. I'm gonna read some of your reviews. Although you did respond to one. Sorry for the problem. I think you should respond even if it's a good review. I like the awesome collection of wallpapers for this app. The pro version is smooth without ads. The app is really good to use on the U. That is that a friend of yours? It's a good plug for the one without ads. App is really good, especially the UI and user experience from the app is really a good thing to be mentioned. Yeah, I think. Let's see. Okay. Let's go back. Sorry, there was a video, but I just bypassed the video, didn't I? Oh no, it's just a bigger screenshot. I think it looks really good. But you have to see. My worry about this is that there's so many, like it's like a very crowded market. I'm wondering how you'll do comparably there. If it's brand new, it might not be on App Annie just yet. Let's have a look. There we wall picks. So I just think this will be a very competitive market in terms of like wallpaper and go to ASO here. Okay. While that's loading, I'm going to sing you guys a song. All right, let's see. ASO. Gosh. I always wonder whether or not I should swear on the channel. I think there maybe once or twice where I swore, not like angry swear, but if a swear ever slips out, I apologize about that. Although I think in the music at the beginning of the live stream and the end of the live stream, there is a swear word in that. Okay, so we don't even have any keywords on this part yet, so I think it's probably just still too new. But yeah, let's keep it. So far, I think it looks good. So it was just released. Was it yesterday? No. App summary. Let's see. Okay, so it's been out for a bunch of frequent releases here. All right. So I think it looks good. What do the rest of you guys think? Let's go back to this one. Pankaj Maharshi says, my 2 apps were suspended. After how many suspensions the developer account could be terminated? So apparently it's 3. I think it's 3 within a 6-month period is what I've heard. So be careful. William Allman says, will the Play Store allow stupid apps that don't do anything? Yes. I would like to push a test app to the store for the experience. Yeah, I mean, William, you probably could. I put apps on the App Store. They're doing a lot more reviews now, especially when you first release it. And what I would do is I would put a beta unreleased version out first. They will allow it. It's not as strict as Apple is, where it has to be functional. It has to be like an actual thing. But like if you were to put a Hello World app out, I don't know if they would stop it or not. I mean, they probably should. I mean, but you could still send an APK out. But yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they answered that one. I think because they've changed so much recently. Now to the point now where I release an app, it took them 4 days because somebody went through and manually reviewed it, right? And you have to do the privacy policy. I mean, if you're going to put an app on the App Store and it doesn't do anything, you have to go through and do all the screenshots, and the privacy policy, and the description, and the title, and the age breaking, and all that kind of stuff. It just sounds like it'd be like doing all the hard work. It'd be like standing in line when you get to the front. There's nothing there. That's what it'd be like. You'd be like just going through all the hassle without actually having anything when you get there. But you could try it. Pirate Programmer says, you skipped me, Eric. Sorry about that. Hey, Eric, can you check my Google Play Store page? You told me to change the app icon and screenshots. I also changed the made changes to the description. Yeah, sure. Pirate Programmer, is it? Let's have a look. Is it? I can't remember which play page it was. Is it this one? Pirate Programmer. Yeah, Pirate Programmer, can you let me know what the which one, what the app name is again? Because I can't remember what it was. Jacob says, "Hello, Eric. I have a quick question for you. Are you guys unable to create native ad units in AdMob? They claim they've released it earlier this week for all." I haven't tried it. I still have not yet done anything with native ads, but I don't know the rest of you guys if you have. Henry says, "If you were to work at one of the big tech companies, Facebook, Google, Amazon, etc., which would it be?" If I had to, like, it would be probably Google. Yeah, probably be Google. This is funny. Like when I was working in London, I remember talking to another developer who talked about getting a job at Microsoft and how he'd gone there and interviewed, and he was not interested at all. And I thought, but it's Microsoft. You'll be working on really cool stuff. And they had free food and the campus-like environment, everything like that. But I really, now I think it doesn't appeal to me at all. It's just taking on a job of any kind doesn't appeal to me. But if I had to, I think that would be much more fun than working at some industrial park for a startup where, you've got some 25-year-old who thinks they're going to launch the next great big idea, and even if you don't believe in it, you still kind of do it because they're paying you, and that's not so great. But if you worked in something like Google or Microsoft or Facebook or Amazon, I'm sure you would have loads of levels of bureaucracy you have to deal with there too. But at least at Google, they seem like they have nice offices. That's kind of what I think. If I have beanbag chairs, I'm good. Let's see. Hartaj Singh says, "Eric, do in-app purchases pro version sell more than proper paid app on App Store? Do in-app? Yeah. Well, anytime you have a free application, it does better. For me, on the Play Store, I find that the paid versions do better, and I think that's unique to me. But I guess it's half and half. It's about half and half. I'm not sure. I look at the numbers. I look at the numbers every day, but I don't actually divide them. Because you get the Google on the Play Store, you could actually see them itemized. On the App Store, on the Play Store, you can see them all in a big list. And I should probably be more disciplined going through and say this goes here, this goes here. And you can look at the financial reports by going into each and every individual app and looking at them. For my language learning games, the in-app purchases do better. For my ear agent, it's the paid version does better, and I don't know why that is. But in the free version, I don't just have the in-app purchases for individual items, which I do. I also have just go buy the full version. So I think that's how they're getting to it a lot. I mean, they do want to be able to try them first. Biswajit says, "Please check out my game, Dark Space Legends, in Play Store. I gave it an update, and I just need to change the screenshots again when I add more stuff." Okay, cool. Let's have a look. Dark Space Legends. Let's have a look. So I was trying to look at Pirate Programmer. Let's see. Okay, so Dark Space Legends. I still think it looks really good. I think if I was more of a gamer, I think a lot of times when I look at games, I've just never been one much for mobile games, or any games for that matter. I don't even play board games. That's how bored my kids complain about it all the time. "You don't play any games at all, Dad." It's like, no, I don't. I just don't play games. So it's difficult for me to say. So let's go back. Let's read the description on the screenshots here. So survive intense battles with shields. Mega enemy boss explosions. Extreme boss battles. Dodge bullets with slow-mo. Defend it. So you're showing the screenshots, and you've got the text here. Defend the galaxies, your galaxy's planets. Access granted, Captain. So I think it's difficult to say because it's very dark. Is there any way that you could, and I get it's the actual gameplay, but is there any way you could brighten it up a little bit? I mean, I'm not saying the game itself. I'm saying the screenshots, and just have a look at that. Document space shooter. Yeah, I think, and again, we talk about the if we talk about how people are going to find it, because you've got 10 reviews, you've got 50 plus installs. Last updated on the 22nd of July. This is version 1.1. I think what we have is a discoverability problem here. Like, how are you going to get people to actually find it and get into it? Nice game, could be a little bit more fast paced. So that's like a genuine, like legitimate review. A wonderful atmospheric shoot 'em up. That looks like a not so legitimate. So sometimes you'll read a review and it could be a genuine, like, real review, but it doesn't look like a real review, and that's one that doesn't look like a real one. So yeah, BizYG, I think it still looks good. I'm just wondering whether or not how people are going to find it. I'll be interested to see your user acquisition report on Google Play Developer Console to see what that looks like. Let's see. Pirate Programmer. I changed the icon description from the top 20. Julia, you keep removing Pirate Programmer's stuff. I'm trying to find out what the name of it is. Abysso. Natural History. Okay, let's go. We're going to look at this one. Oh, that's right. Abysso notification history. Is this... Okay. Notification history. Okay, so this is a pirate. I think this is it, right? Pirate Programmer. Let's take a look. I changed the icon in the description and got from nothing to the top 61. Thanks for your advice, Eric. Oh, that's really good. Is that working? Have you tried different ones? So save all your received notifications in a history search and filter your notifications easily. Browse and notifications. So I think you got 4 reviews. You've got 10 plus. So you say you're ranking better, but you still need the downloads. So how do we get the downloads up? So notification history. I still don't understand, like, the benefits of having a notification history. I know we talked about this before, but I think it was like talking about having all the notifications you get from all these different places, having them come into one place. So it's more talking about the busy lifestyle and just and there's too much information going on and that kind of stuff. But again, it all depends on whether or not people can find it. And the notification history. So if I was searching for a notification, too many notifications, because the problem that you're solving is that we got too many notifications, right? Sorry, I know I'm speaking in a low voice. I almost got lost in thought on you guys there in a minute. Forgot I was on the live stream. So we'll look at the too many notifications, and then we go up here. So we've got a lot of them come up. So we're trying to think, what would people be searching for in order to find that, and where could we go? Too many notifications, information overload, that kind of stuff. All these kind of keywords that people might be searching for. And if you were going to do any ads, that would be kind of what you would do. You would do looking at, there's too much going on, too much information. If I know I needed a notification history, I would know what to look for, and even then I wouldn't find anything. So let's see. Okay. But yeah, Pirate Program. I hope that's. I think it's great that it's doing better, though. I think that's fantastic. Let's see. Five Fingers says, Eric, what's the best way to pay someone on Upwork 25% deposit. If project takes 5 weeks, would you pay the remaining 75% at the end, or pay equally each week? I want to protect myself against a scam. Yeah, don't worry so much about the scam. The nice thing about Upwork is that you pay into escrow. So I think every time I've done Upwork, I think I've paid initially. That way, they know, the developer knows that you're going to pay. It goes into escrow and it sits with Upwork, and then you release the funds when they're finished. So that's normally how it works. At least every time I've used it, that's how it's worked. Let's see. Everybody say hello, Julia. Samir Murtaza says also so many automobile companies are trying VR, but I don't know if any other companies are also working on it or not. That's true. Pragmatic Solutions. We take a look at my Android app called Wedding Budget Planner. Let's have a look at this. I know I'm kind of falling behind on these questions, but I'm gonna have to get going here soon because I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten anything solid today. Not on purpose. It's just like I'm not like fasting or anything. Although if I was John Sonmez, I'd be I haven't eaten anything in 3 days. But I've just been like just busy, and I've been having smoothies. So Wedding Budget Planner. I think I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. Pragmatic Dev Solutions. Ooh, okay. Let's have a look at. So have a look at the screenshot. This is a really good example of using a stock image in the background. So the Wedding Budget Planner, although it does kind of look, it doesn't look that realistic. But I mean, like if you had like the wedding in the background, that might be a little bit nicer. Wedding Budget Planner. So yeah, I like the way that you're just using the stock images. Although it would be nice to put some data in there. I like this. So you got 7 reviews. So let's go back. Let's go back. So what can we do on these screenshots? So you've got the screenshots, which I really like that you have that because it shows that. Although this could be anything, but so let's say we have something that looks a little bit more like we have a wedding in the background or something or rings or the hands holding, and then we have something say don't leave your big day up to chance, and the problem that you're solving is that the planning a wedding and the budgeting. Weddings are expensive and are complicated, and you have a way to help them to solve that problem. So make use of that. It's the big day. It only happens once in your life. So make sure you do it right, and then you got that. So put that on there, and have something a little bit more like, I think hold the phone like sideways. So it's not like a hand holding it or something. You can find some stock images that do that. But I mean, I think this looks really good. What do the rest of you guys think? Let's go with let's see. Joseph Smith says, "Hi, Android app or mobile-friendly web app?" It depends on what you want to do. A mobile-friendly web app. So when I'm talking to clients and they come to me and they say they want to do an app, and then they'll talk about something that's only going to be used one time. Like an example would be the VR thing. We said, I have a company that does sheds, right? And I want my users to be able to see a shed in their garden, right? So they have to download this application onto their desktop and they look at it once. An example would be, let's say you have a company that like an e-commerce shop, or like let's say a company that sells one item, and they're only going to use it. You're only going to use your app one time. Then it would almost be overkill to have an app, right? A mobile website would be easier for them to search, to get onto. Like there's less friction with them actually going in and making the purchase. That makes sense. If it's something where you do need all that extra functionality, it is something you're going to use more than once. It makes sense installing it on their desktop. Then I would say that they should. That a mobile app would work better there. Oh, thank you very much, William Almond. Let's see, Maddie YJ. The name of my app that you were looking for is on the Play Store. It's under the name Halftime Football Betting Tips. Okay, let's have a look at that one. So we're gonna share my screen. By the way, Julia, if you ever see me talking about my screen, this goes out just to Julia. If you ever see me talking about my screen and I'm not sharing my screen, just come on Slack and let me know. This is the most embarrassing thing where I spend 5 minutes talking about something none of you guys can see. Let's see, halftime. Oh, here we go. Go push apps. Halftime football betting tips. Cool. Oh, I like the screenshot. See, again, a good idea. Like, I like the way you got the screenshots. Expert football tips, free daily tips, gold VIP tips. I think it looks really good. You could try different icons. I mean, I know you got the title in there, which would make it difficult if you ever need to. Well, you probably wouldn't actually have to localize it or put it into other languages, because then you have to change all the content too. Starting for tips. Wait a second. Wait. Go back. How come that? Like, it looks like the quality of the screenshots get better as you go through. So expert football tips, daily football tips. These are all good. I think it looks like we got two different versions. Like, you've got the tablet one here. I think these ones should go to the left. And it might be the reason this might be happening is because these are the tablet screenshots, and it's showing the other ones first. But I think this looks really good with showing what it does. It's almost like that's the thing that stands out to me more. So I think it's just the way you have it set up on Google Play. You might be able to put those screenshots on both places and just see if it shows up there. See what it looks like on the Google Play Store on your phone, and see how that looks. Man don't fap. You know what? You on my Instagram, and I appreciate all the comments and everything. I didn't know what fap meant until just a couple weeks ago. So that was, I think I may have said this before on live stream. I didn't know what fap was, and I don't know why it's called fap. So fap being, actually Google it. But I don't know why it's called FAP. I don't know if it's an acronym or if it's the sound it makes. So the Mando FAP says, I'd like to get into iOS development. I don't have any prior knowledge. Any suggestions from where to start? Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any prior knowledge, it depends. If you want to just release an application, then I would start with design and just putting together some ideas for the app, because you can hire somebody to do the code for you. If you want to do the full thing and you want to become a developer, then you could do that. It almost seems it seems like a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll learn how they'll have an app idea, and then they'll do the idea, and then they'll learn how to code. But if they hired somebody, they might be able to do it cheaper and spend a bit of money, but they'll find somebody who's more experienced, who they have the skills already. They might as well use them. The same way I go to a plumber, because a plumber can do it far better than I can. I'm just going to end up making a mess of everything, and there's no sense in me learning plumbing just so I can do one job in my house. And so that's something that you might want to think about. It's like, what do you want to get out of it? Do you want to become a developer, or do you want to just release an application? And but there's something to say, even if you hire somebody else, it's good to learn it at the same time, because you can have these tweaks and changes they have to make, and it's not worth going back to the developer for. And even just changing keywords, and you need to upload a new version to iOS, you need to put it up there. So I think that would be so there's lots of things I think, but having the idea would be good first, like putting together the design, think about the workflow of how it works. I think that's probably the best way forward. Live for Tech says, hey Eric, how to build a LinkedIn profile for a mobile application developer. Let's show you my LinkedIn profile. Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. Here we go. Let me show you my LinkedIn profile. I'm just gonna, I don't know if I'm allowed to, let me go back over here. See, my LinkedIn profile actually did get me quite a lot of work, but I'm not sure if it still does. Let's talk about some LinkedIn strategy. If I'm working with somebody and their LinkedIn, so LinkedIn is, I'm not a big fan of LinkedIn in any way, but like if I meet somebody who's like from a business context, and I look at their LinkedIn and it looks like they've done nothing, like they're just totally winging it, then it bothers me. It's almost like that lack of attention to detail, because it doesn't take much to set up a decent profile. If you're gonna do it well. I do it well. So let me just show my screen here. So, oh, my hair, I look like Laurel and Hardy when my hair goes up like that. Let's see. So, like, my whole thing was I wanted it to, the keywords are important everywhere. So, like, I make apps, proud owner of Overpass app, UK app developer, app marketing. I'd read something where it says, making the surname in capitals makes it stand out a bit more. So I did that. The nice thing about that is I know that if somebody's using a mail merge, because it's like if it says Eric really all in like uppercase, then I know that they're using a mail merge, and I just quickly discount it. We have stuff that goes in here all the time, so the different posts, a lot of stuff feeds in from IFTT, but then each job I have, I'm thinking about the keywords that I want. So owner, developer, app developer, SharePoint consultant, so, and then I'll write a little bit about it, not just the job, but kind of like, in this job I learned how to do this, in this job I learned how to do that, and just going through and just filling in all the different parts of it. And then and in terms of connections, I think I have it says 500 plus connections, but I think it's like 4,000 whatever. I just accept everybody, because if you think about how LinkedIn search works, if somebody's searching for something, if you're a level 2, if you're a level 2 connection, you should show up higher in the list. At least that's the way it used to be, higher in the list than a level 3 connection. And everybody's a level 3 connection unless you're actually directly connected to them, or you're connected to somebody who's connected to them. And that's why I always just say yes to every connection that comes through, even though I get hit with a lot of spam. But just being able to go through and think about going through and setting up all the different parts of it and doing all the recommendations that they do, and think about, it's the same, like whenever you do anything, you're thinking about keywords. People are searching. If you're optimizing for search, whether it's your app, whether it's your YouTube videos, whether it's an ebook, whether it's your LinkedIn profile, whether it's your website, you're always thinking about, people are searching for, how can I get that into my title? How can I get that into my description? So that's my LinkedIn profile. And for a while, like I said, I was getting a lot of jobs through there, and to be honest, I don't check the messages on it enough. I think some people use it as a primary communication, and I've missed some important stuff because I don't check it as often as I should. Let's see. Maddie says, would be interesting if it comes up for you if it wasn't for some. Would be interesting if it comes up for you as it wasn't for some friends, but understands if you get lots of app views. So have we looked at that one, Maddie? We have looked at halftime football game. Yeah, cool. Leaping Game says, my team's first app on Google Play Store has been taken down and reworked. Has to be taken down and reworked. Okay. Technical ruler. I'm technical ruly. Says, hi Eric, my app got suspended on Play Store and received a mail that says the app uses our trademark in its title, search word, and or description without permission. Okay, what? So I am unable to edit. I am unable to edit my suspended app so that I can remove the copyrighted title from my app in search terms. Is there any way to rectify it? Yeah, that's the problem with the suspension. You can't change anything. So when Ear Agent was suspended, I went through and read it, and I appealed it, and they denied my appeal, and I appealed it a second time, and I made sure to make sure that, okay, I understand what was wrong with it. We have lots of users of this application. I would like to be able to go through and rectify this. I did not do this on purpose. The application has a lot of value for our users, and a lot of people really love it. And if you could just do it. And what they did was they moved it from suspended to removed. And then I was able to go make changes to it and then resubmit it. So if you get it changed from suspended to removed, then you should be okay. But you have to like really see if you can get that reviewer to get that appeal, get them to change it, and don't just talk about how it's unfair. Don't get confrontational about it. Just say, this will be very useful for users. I did not intentionally mean to use a trademark name. I will be much more careful in the future. Can you please restore my app so I could change this and make sure that I follow all the guidelines? Because if you're not doing anything, like if it wasn't intentionally trying to take the trademark, then you should be you might get them to do that. So Arcadia's Chimura says, "Hi Eric, do you remember on the last live when I told you I'm working on an app that targets people with a phone addiction? I launched it yesterday." Cool. All right. I hope it does well. Let's have a look at that next time. Let's give it some time for it to improve. So Leaping Game says, "How does default work with keys?" I don't know what that means. Leaping Games. How does default work with keys? Let's see. Thanks for the feedback. Please check MMA Trainer in Google Play Store. Little Moon. Okay, let's have a look. So let's share my screen again, and we'll go to Play Store. So we're going to be looking at MMA. I have coffee here, which has gone cold about 2 hours ago. So MMA Trainer by Little Moon. MMA Trainer, Little Moon, cool. MMA UFC fight. Okay, so it looks. Wow, I was gonna. So you have 657 reviews. What is it? 100,000 plus installs. I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about the screenshots being better, but I mean, it seems like you're doing well. What I would do is do something with, like, people are finding it. See, this looks so much better than the screenshots you have. I think this looks really cool. I would say, but do a Google Play experiment. Try some different screenshots just to check, because I mean, it's not what you like. I could say I think it would look better like this. I think it would look better like this, but it's what works. So it seems like you're doing something that's working. At least you did the hard part where you're getting people to find them. And the question would be, are people downloading because of these screenshots and the description, or are they downloading in spite of these screenshots and description? If it's in spite of, that's awesome. That means you could just make a few tweaks and then see it really grow. If it's because of it, then you don't want to change anything. That's where the Google Play experiments will come in handy, so that you can just make a change and see whether or not that's actually gonna do make it work. So I think that looks really. I mean, God, phew. I was gonna because this part here looks like it looks very basic with the background like that, but when you look at the actual video, it looks really, really cool, and you got really good reviews. So I mean, I hope that what you're doing is you're going out and taking some of these reviews and making them into Instagram posts. That's what we do. Like if you follow Overpass apps on Instagram, you'll see that I'm trying to do stories every day. So like if you miss seeing me every day on the daily video, I do it on the Instagram stories, and I'm also sharing my ad mob revenue each day. But then also occasionally we'll do, like, if we see a really good review, we'll take that, put it into a quote image and put it onto Instagram, and then that way you could tag it to other people and then hopefully get people finding it. You put the MMA tag in there to get people finding it, and really what you're trying to do is get all these people out there to find their way back to your application, right? In a way that you're not spending advertising in order to get in front of them, if you could do it in other ways too. I think that looks really good. Well done, sir. Let's see, what do we got here? 5 fingers. Eric, love you, man. Hey, you've answered a lot of my questions. Oh, cool. Rodrigo's got to go. Eric, end the live. Maybe not. 50 viewers. That's just saying. Marvin Games. Hey, Marvin, how's it going? Leaping Games. Could you please search up my team's games on Google Play Store? I would like to know what they messed up, because I'm more of a planner releaser and not the game designer or coder. I'm more of an ideas man. All right, Leaping Games. We'll have a look. But I'm gonna have to stop. So I'm gonna have to stop because we're getting a bit. It's getting late. So after after Nakalokesh's thank you, Eric, we're not going to take any more after that. So apologies, but it's getting. Usually I have to end the live stream because I'm getting hungry. This time I have to end the live stream because I have to go to the bathroom, but not to not to look at my phone. Just let's see. 5 years. Let's see. Learning Game says, "Could you please search my team's game?" Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, you have to tell me what the name of it is. Pirate Programmer, thanks for the feedback, Eric. We'll go play with keywords. Just phase 1 of 3, and we'll post here every time. Releasing more features this week. Also have a target niche. Also have a target niche already. Fantastic. We'll be back on the next live stream. We'll be back. We'll be back to get 1 million downloads and donate $50 every time. Well, I'm behind you then. I got your back, Matt. Thanks for the feedback. Quintessence App says, I'm having difficulty understanding mobile marketing. I'm trying to find all the ways of marketing without paying. I am trying to build a following so I can have some ready customers who want my games. That makes sense. I mean, the thing with not having a marketing budget is getting it in front of people, right? If you if the App Store wasn't so crowded, if the Play Stores weren't so crowded, it would be easy because they would just find it. But because it's so crowded, you have to think, how do you get it in front of people? And not just in front of people like, hey, download my app, but something where they look at it and go, oh, okay, let me give that a try, or it just piques their interest in some way. And the more crowded it gets, the more difficult that it gets. So Andreas Loano says, hey, Eric, what's an innovative use of Android Instant app you've made? I've never used Android Instant app. I've never used it. Andreas, I wish I could say I have, but I haven't done it at all. It's one of those things where I've never done anything on it. I mean, I have a very loose understanding of even what it is. I looked into it. I looked into it initially, like, okay, but I haven't, like, it wasn't something I thought, I can't wait to use that. It was just, so I don't know. Man Don't Fap. Can we have a review of Man Don't Fap, please? Okay. So, I hope your screenshots don't look really... okay, Man Don't Fap. Oops. Alright. And Julia, if you don't know what fap means, I'm not going to tell you. Because I didn't know what it meant for ages. Okay, so, Man Don't Fap. Oh, is it this one? Is it Manilobes? Oh yeah, that's you. That's you. Oh, cool. You've got a renderforce.com. Okay, accountability checks. I think I know what fap means. I just assume, based on context. I actually haven't looked it up. I thought it meant masturbating. I said that and hemorrhoids way too many times in this live stream. So let's see, Mando Fap. Wait a second. Learn free relapses. How's it doing? So 39 reviews. 1,000 plus hours on that. So you've got good review. Outstanding work by the developers. You listen when I fast. I'm amazed. I want to quit talking to my girlfriend while staying away from porn. It sounds like it's doing really well. I think the video looks cool, but it'd be nice if it said more what the video does, or what the app does. I think, you're addressing the problems that people have, and the solution as a solution to those problems, and you have on here clean interface and keep track of your temp, which is more, I guess, makes sense if they know that's what they need. But I think that's cool. Actually, listen, if I do, how much competition do you have on that FAP track? Oh, FAP track, and there's a fist. So actually, you're naming. So you're ranked number 4 for FAP. FAP Lite, a FAP control advice. What is FAP Lite? It's an unfortunate name. All right, I think it looks good. Troll Nation Animation says, "Hey Eric, how can I improve my match rate on AdMob? Currently, it's only at 10% match rate, and I have made no change to my AdMob settings. That is really low. Is it across all countries? Is one country better than another? That would be my question. So my match rate is usually around 80%, but on iOS it actually went a bit lower. So yeah, I would have a look at that. Because it could be based on the country. It could be, like I had one where my iOS was like really, really low, and I found that I was making too many calls. So it was actually, I was making double calls to AdMob, so I wasn't getting a match the second time because I was making a call too quick. But that was more of a bug in the application. It wasn't actually interfering with my revenue, although I saw my low match rate, and I thought it probably was. But if it's something like you're making the request, but you're not getting the ad impressions, then yeah, have a look at the country, and look at the placement, and also make sure you put some house ads in there, because you want to be serving at least something. If they're not going to have a match, at least show one of your own ads to promote one of your other apps. Let's see, Alex Almeida, yo Eric, yo Alex, what's up? Henry says, by the way, thanks for the advice, very much appreciated, no problem. Leaping Game says, my team member has done some game development for 7 years and has helped me out with the team's video games, and now has been giving me tips on how the tools of the trade. Default is a game engine. Oh, okay. Let's see, Leaping Games, when do you live stream? Normally we do it on Fridays. We're doing it on Thursday tonight because tomorrow I'm going to be away for the day, so I thought we would do it today, and we're approaching 2 hours, so we're gonna get finishing. But usually at 5 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. UK time, so British summertime in the summer, standard time in the outside of British summertime, yeah, that's what we do it. We just, it's not very formal, as you could tell. We just chat. So, but yeah, join us next time. Andrea says, I came across a video streaming app that when you hit play, they force you to watch the movie through their own video player, which if you do not have installed, it instantly pops up when you hit play. After you install the video player, they give you a free trial for a few days, and then they tell you to pay for it somewhere between $50 to $60. Oh, that kind of sucks. But yeah, every time is it like a pirated video kind of thing, like all those mega upload type stuff that I haven't seen any of those in a while. Troll Nation Animation, India is the highest country, Brazil as well. Yeah, India has, I think my RPMs in India are really, really low. In fact, if you're going to do something where you just want to get numbers, like download numbers, I think going outside of the US and the UK will have much more cost per click, cost per installs, because there's just so much inventory out there, right? So you can get the numbers, but at the same time, you're not going to get the high paying ads and everything. So even though you get the downloads there, you don't. So anyway, everybody, I think that's it. I think I answered every question. So everyone, thank you very much for coming to attending the live stream. Again, it was 2 hours again. Sorry about that. We'll try to shorten this thing down a little bit, but I hate to leave before we have every question answered, so it's what we do. If any of you guys have watched this all the way through from the beginning to the end, we're probably the only two, because me, you, and Julia. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great week up ahead. Tomorrow we're not doing a live stream. Obviously, the next video, Overpass Insight, is going to be on Saturday, and I filmed it when I was in London on Tuesday. So I got a little bit, try to get a little bit artistic with the editing and everything. So some of you guys like that, some guys hate it, but that's what it is. Anyway, have a great week. I'll talk to you guys again next week on the live stream, which we'll do on Friday. Okay, have a good weekend. Bye.
Taking this blindfold off to see what this life's all about. Threw my virtues to